here in Hollywood Hills.
What's your wife's name?
Kim,
How long you guys been married?
5 years.
5 years. Wow, that's awesome. Your kids or anything like that?
No,
No?
working on it.
Okay. And I looked at your LinkedIn before you came in, and I saw something about TSA at one point in time.
Yeah. So my job before I got into real estate was to make sure no airplanes blew up.
Okay. Sounds pretty intense. What did you do?
Made sure that there were no explosives on airplanes. So every day I opened up bags that could blow up in my face.
Okay. Wow. Talk about pressure.
Yeah.
And did you have any close calls?
There were some interesting things inside bags that made days very interesting.
Anything you can share with an audience here?
We could go wherever the crowd wants to go. We are on stage at a comedy show. And yeah, there were some close calls and things that I thought might have been in the news that never made it in there.
Got it. So, tell me a little about your business. A little bit about your business. How long have you been doing it?
Yeah, so got licensed in 2005, started my career in Orlando, and formed a partnership in 2010.
All right.
And we then formed our partnership because we planned to move to South Florida, where we are now. And so 2010, we formed our brand, and 2.5, 3 years. And we went back and forth, and then really closed up the Orlando business because South Florida was doing so well.
Right.
And we have a director of operations. She's been with us 13 years, and a team of 5.
Team of 5. Okay. What brought you to South Florida from Orlando?
Family. Yeah.
Family.
So family was down here, and I just realized that Orlando ran its course. It was time to be down here and be closer to everybody.
Got it. And you still have that partnership today?
Oh yeah.
All right. And what's your partner's name?
Ralph.
Ralph. And have you guys have been in business together since 2010?
No, we actually started selling real estate together in 2005.
Okay.
So we were at this company, then the market shifted or imploded, I like to say.
Yeah.
And when the market imploded, the company we were with imploded too. And he went over to Remax, I went over to this other company, and we found our way back together. And in 2010, we then came together and joined forces.
What was it that brought you back together?
Well, for me, it was I was in serious debt. So in my first couple of years in the business, I built $60,000 in debt, and then switched into gears, paid it off. And since I am such a quick learner, I built another 30. And
Well, at least you only did half that time.
yeah. And that's when I realized, what am I doing? I really need to get back home. My grandfather had passed away. I was sitting Shiva at my mom's house and was like, I need to get back home, and I couldn't do that in $30,000 debt, because moving, I knew that I would then build more debt. And so we came together because we were a yin and yang. He knew how to generate business consistently, but his systems were all over the place. And so I brought in the systems and lead generation. He was grinding the lead generation. Next thing we knew, the next year we closed 111 homes.
What did you learn about yourself during that time when you experienced debt?
When I experienced debt,
Yep.
that it's unnecessary pressure. It's not healthy. It's not fun, and that if you do the right activities, you can get yourself out of anything.
Yeah. Okay. So tell me about your vision for your business right now.
Yeah. So the vision is like goals, or like where do we see ourselves?
Where do you see yourself with your business?
So we see ourselves continuing to grow. We run a heavily leveraged business with agents. Our value proposition is that the agents on the team really can live a better life inside of our team, where they just stay in their lane. They just generate business and go on appointments, and really everything else is taken care of for them. So continuing to grow and help agents grow inside our business, I think, is where we continue to see this path.
So you said growth multiple times, and you mentioned other people. how important is it for you to see other people achieve their dreams inside of your world?
Huge, huge. I think the second I got into this business back in '05, I became a student of the game. Like this wasn't work. Staying up, putting in 12, 15, 16 hours just wasn't work. And I was studying and learning for the day to have the opportunity to pour into others and help others shorten their learning curve.
Okay, I love that. So, how many closings did you have last year, Lee?
Last year we had 92.
92 closings.
Yeah.
Where did the majority of that business come from, out of curiosity?
Yeah, so we have several lead sources. One is my business partner is an investor, so we get a flow of listings that come in from that branch of a business, and Dave Ramsey, Agent Machine, past clients, and through expireds and for sale by owners.
So a fairly diverse
Absolutely.
amount of avenues.
Yeah, when we came into the business, we learned if you don't have leads, you don't have a business.
Got it. And where are we in terms of closings that we've had this year?
Yeah, so this year we're on pace to close around 50.
So that's quite a gap compared to last year.
Yeah. We felt the shift. The market has moved. The investor business has slowed down because they're not able to get their spread, so they're slowing down on their acquisitions. And so yeah, we're starting to feel it.
So you're at 92 last year. You're on pace to do 50 this year.
Yeah.
What's your income goal for the year?
So last year our team grossed 750. Our goal was to continue down that path, but this year we're on pace for about 500.
500, okay.
Yeah.
And of that 500, what is your income goal for the year?
Yeah, so I don't sell, so my goal on that was around 100 to 125, give or take. I really don't put pressure on. For me, this is what I absolutely need because I have multiple businesses,
Okay.
Multiple streams of income, I should say. So for me, it was around 100,000, more or less passively.
100,000 more or less passively.
Yeah.
And are you depending on that?
I have people who depend on this business continuing to go. So, if my income was to go to 50,000, would I build debt? No. However, I would have to let people go inside my world, and I don't want that to happen. So, a minimum of 100,000 is vital for this business to continue to stay alive.
So who in your world is dependent upon you making that $100,000?
Yeah, so our director of operations, Priscilla, who's been with us 13 years, and she has a VA that she's responsible for that we finance.
Okay.
And then of course we got our 5 agents on the team who've been with us 9, 8 years, 5 years. So we have a family inside our business.
Got it. So is that part of your business expense though, or are we talking about $100,000 that's yours, that is that other people in your personal world are dependent upon?
Yeah, so that's me. If I don't earn that, then I start to question, is this a business worth owning?
Got it.
But our overall expenses are around 80,000 a year.
All right. So how important is that $100,000 to you personally?
Very. From a stance that I've been in this business 15 years, or going on 19 years, and this partnership 15 years, I wouldn't want it to implode. So it's very important from me being justified in keeping this going, but I have other streams of income that no, I wouldn't implode as a person if my real estate business shut down. So it's more pride to keep this thing going than absolute necessity for real estate.
Got it. So for it to continue to be worth it for you though, you need to make at least $100,000.
Yeah.
And what is the biggest gap that you believe is holding you and your team from accomplishing the same that you did last year at minimum?
Yeah, so I think there's a couple levers we can pull here, Scott. I think one of it is I could go back into business. I can actually sell, which I've been strongly hesitating doing. Two is we can spend more money to generate leads. Or three, we add more people to the team and build through our culture, our infrastructure. I mean, we've added people to the team throughout our years, and that is where I think we should lean towards if you were to like say, hey, so which one of those is it?
So you said we have a couple of options here.
Yeah.
One is adding more leads, the other is adding more people. Do we have enough leads currently for the people that are already on our team?
So, yes, right now we have plenty of leads for the team. Yet our infrastructure from day one wasn't, hey, we have leads for you. It's following a schedule, learning dialogues, learning objection handlers, and tracking your numbers and executing our play.
Okay, and are we doing that in the exact same way that we did last year in order for us to achieve 92 transactions?
Yeah, no, we're not, which is why I think our business fell off. I think a lot of it had to do with me focusing more on my other businesses, and that intensity definitely fell off with the agents that are currently in our family, in our team.
So when you look at it from that perspective of there's things that were allowing us to be successful that we stopped doing, if you had to make one change today, Lee, what would you do to get back to that?
Probably get back to our meetings that we were having on a weekly basis to tighten up the ship, having more conversations with the agents that are on the team, connecting more with their whys and their goals. And if what their goals are don't meet what we believe is where we need to go, then probably add more people to the team.
Okay. Have you ever taken a class on hiring the right people for your team?
No, just word of mouth and just kind of bring on and see who lasts.
Interesting. Is your broker helping you with hiring the right people and making sure that you have the right people currently for your team?
No.
How do you feel about that?
Well, how do I feel about it? I don't know what I don't know. I mean, nobody's ever helped me, just doing everything on my own, and it's worked so far.
Okay. Is it working?
Well, it's gotten us to where we are. I mean, we're having a conversation right now about what could be next. I mean, we went through the shift in 05 or 07, and we're just kind of getting our bearings. We got punched, and I think we're now trying to find solid ground. So, I mean, is it working? No, our business is down 40%. But I have a couple strategies that I think would work, and one of them is adding people.
Adding people or adding the right people?
Adding the right people.
So if there was a class that I could bring you to that would help you to hire the right people for your team, would that make sense to you?
For sure.
All right. So it just so happens to be that in about 2 weeks, we have a class called Career Visioning that's coming, and it takes you through the entire process of what to look for from the beginning. And we even have something that I'm going to ask you personally to take if you'd be open to it, called the Keller Personality Assessment, which will help you to identify places where you have weaknesses and you have strengths, and then we can use that to consult people in hiring them to the right position. So we're making sure we're doing as much as we possibly can on the front end to connect people in positions that are going to allow them to be strong from the very beginning. So would you be willing to join me for that class?
Yeah, how much would it cost?
I'm going to take care of it for you, Lee.
I'm in.
Because I believe in what you're doing. I believe that you can get where you were before and go even further than that. Based upon what you're telling me, you have a really, really strong desire to help people in your world accomplish big things. I think we just need to help you find the right people in your world to do that.
I'm in. Sign me up.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.